At the beginning of the story, our MC King is fighting with something. However, his weapons don't seem that promising. It's just a broken wooden stick and a wooden shield. But the thing he is fighting is a fearsome monster, a wolf, and not your normal wolf but a ghost wolf. However, that's not important. What's important is King's attack didn't do any damage to it. The system notifies him that he dealt 0 damage to the ghost wolf. And King is not able to hurt that wolf because he is just a level 0 abyss picker, also known as the dungeon trash picker. He can only survive by picking up trash left by the adventurers. As a level 0 person, he is not even an adventurer, so he is considered a burden to society, because he can't provide anything to the society. A useless trash, the wolf jumps at him and grabs a hold on his shoulder. He struggles in pain. He's been living his life like garbage, but this is not how he is going to die. He gets ready to fight with all the strength in his body. He swings his broken wooden stick and finally, the system notifies him that he has dealt 1 damage to the ghost wolf. Next, in a city called G City, in front of an entrance of a sea-level abyss, a figure of a man can be seen running towards the entrance of the abyss. He is our MC King, who is being chased by some kind of a tentacle monster. However, someone kills the monster and saves our MC. But our MC is a veteran abyss picker or a trash picker. His daily work is to collect and classify the trash left by the adventurer teams. And there are these abyss pickers because the administrators don't allow resources in the dungeons to flow to ordinary people. Because the C-grade crystal that our MC is holding right now is worth more than 50,000 yuan each. The man who just killed the monster warns you that if even 1 crystal is lost from there, he will be in big trouble. He also knows that, and he also has been doing this for many years. And he knows the rules of this job. This work King is doing is usually done by level 0 people. It's a very dangerous job because they can lose their lives if the frontline combat team does not completely clear the monsters. After doing such a dangerous job, all he gets from that is just 600 yuan. And after deducting some fees and taxes, he only gets about 540 yuan. And he has 670,000 in debt to pay off too. That 540 yuan is not enough to pay that amount of debt even if he rubs his butt for his whole life. A man who seems like a coal miner offers him a big job with 3,000 commission interest. Such a high commission, King gets ready to do the job without even asking the man what the job is. The man also notices that King is short on money, so he asks him to join their team immediately. The Abyss Picker team is inside the bus and is talking about this job of theirs, why it's paying them such a high commission. And that's because they are going to an abyss called the People's Shopping Mall, a dangerous abyss where many of the adventurer teams who enter don't make it back alive. This time, in addition to clearing the instance, there is also an important task to bring back the equipment of the previous team that was wiped out. Some are mad because those old capitalists are really ruthless, asking them to bring back the equipment of those dead people. However, King doesn't seem to be interested in their conversation. Then we are told how these Abyss Gates started to appear. 10 years ago, the Abyss Gate came from the void, and creatures that humans only saw in fantasy started to appear from these Abyss Gates. And people who have transitioned, only they have the special ability to harm these abyss creatures. And as they kill these monsters, they discover that the abyss not only contains magic crystals and energy sources, but also dropped various magical weapons and items. Thus, humanity, as if discovering a new continent for the second time, sparked a frenzy of abyss development. A large number of traditional companies went bankrupt and the entire society's funds shifted towards the emerging market, the abyss industry. King's life became even more difficult after that because he was just a level 0 human. He lost his job and didn't get any just because he was level 0. He is also having difficulty in paying his sister's hospital bill. He also didn't have money to pay his rent. And when the homeowner came to collect 2 months' rent, he just hid inside his room. He went to look for a job everywhere he could, but they all rejected him. This totally broke him down. His sister's hospital bill is piling up. He hasn't paid his rent for 2 months, and on top of that, he is not getting any jobs just because he is a level 0 player who has not successfully transitioned. He became the trash of the society. Just then someone offered him a loan. He was in need of money, and someone offered him some money, and he accepted it happily. However, if he can't pay back the loan, then the loan shark gets ready to take his organs. This was our MC King's backstory. They arrived at the Abyss Gate, and there was a team of adventurers waiting for them. Now the trash pickers have arrived. They get ready to enter the Abyss Gate right away. They entered the B-level abyss, and this is King's first time entering a B-level. As soon as they enter the dungeon, the monsters start to attack them. Team leader orders a guy named Lao Chen to take care of those monsters. Lao Chen gets ready to take care of them. After all, they are just level 1 ghost wolves. Wolves jump at him. He gets ready to burn them with his fire. And surprisingly, he is pretty powerful. He burns those wolves with his fire magic. The wolves retreat from there. Now they have chased the wolves from there. They get ready to go down to the 5th floor. A guy in the team notices that the area of the mall has increased by 5 times. He wonders what caused it to increase. However, he thinks it's just a replica created based on the real world. But its internal structure has completely mutated. He orders the trash picker to go and find the bodies properly and their equipment. Lao Chen starts to tie his shoe while making fun of those trash pickers. It was dark there, so Yi King didn't see Lao Chen down there. He stumbled upon Lao Chen and falls on his face, which makes Lao Chen mad. After all, he is an adventurer, an arrogant one at that. He gets ready to smash that face of Yi King for bumping into him. However, the team leader scolds him for wasting time with such a trash picker and reminds him of their mission. Lao Chen throws him away, saying low life of society, trash, and good for nothing. Yi King is fed up with these words like trash and trash of society. And now even if someone calls him that, he doesn't give them that much thought. He's been called the burden of society, the useless people, trash. However, they don't know one thing about him, that his experience points are at 99 out of 100. And he is about to reach the next level, level 1. He is just waiting for that one experience point, just one, and his life will completely change. After the hunting party goes ahead, the trash pickers party encounters a monster. The monster they encountered is the ghost wolf or the spirit wolf. And it seems like the wolf is breathing its last breath because the status shows that it is in critical health. And this was the opportunity that our MC King was looking for. His eyes started to search for some weapons, and luckily finds one, a level 1 wooden shield, and a level 1 wooden staff. What is he thinking to do with those low-level weapons now? The monster jumps at him, and he swiftly grabs the wooden staff and the shield. This demonic beast is exactly the opportunity he's been waiting for, and he gets ready to do everything to not let this opportunity go to waste. He jumps at the monster with his wooden staff and strikes it with all his might. However, that powerful attack of his didn't even do any damage to the ghost wolf. Other trash pickers are shocked to see that Yi King is so dumb to even think that he can deal damage to a level 1 monster when he is just a level 0 trash picker. He knows that better than anyone, that it's not easy to deal damage to a level 1 monster when his own stats are like this. His level is 0. His strength is 1, his agility is 1, his intelligence is 1, will is 1, constitution is 1, and his luck is 1. With such weak attributes, he can't even break through the defense of the weakest monsters. However, there is something he knows way better than anyone else, that he just needs to put more strength in his attack to kill a critical health monster. He jumps above in the air and uses all his strength in his one attack just like before. Next, the team has finished all the monsters on their floor and gets ready to keep the high value things with them. And as for the other low value and the corpses of the monsters, they get ready to let the trash pickers handle them. The assassin of the team notices that one level 1 monster has slipped and went to the other floor where the trash pickers are. The team leader orders Lao Chen to go and take care of that monster. Lao warns everyone to not touch the purple piece of clothing because he has already made a request for it. On the other hand, Yi King is struggling with the monster. His attacks are not dealing any damage to the monster, and now the monster has grabbed a hold of him. But he is not going down that easily. He gets ready to use all of his remaining strength in this one attack of his and attacks the monster in its eye. The system notifies him, critical hit, 1 point of damage applied. He manages to kill that monster all by himself, though it was in critical health, but it was a big achievement for a level 0 hunter. He celebrates his victory. Lao comes there and is surprised that Yi King, the trash, actually managed to kill a level 1 monster. However, he does not like how Yi King is celebrating his victory, acting as a hero just by killing one low level 1 monster. But Yi King is super happy because now he can do the thing called job change. When a hunter's experience accumulates to level 1, even a level 0 hunter can successfully change jobs, and they can even obtain the hidden job more easily. But for a level 0 hunter to accumulate that many experience points is harder than ascending to the heaven. He spent so many years accumulating experience points day by day by landing the last hit to the critical health monsters, which was so difficult for him to do because he doesn't always find these critical health monsters, and they were also not that easy to kill. After all, it's a level 1 monster and he is just a level 0 hunter. But today that long hard work of his paid off, and his experience has finally reached 100%. All the conditions are met, and he can now do that job change thing. The system notifies him that his experience point has reached 100, and the condition to level up is fulfilled. Lao Chen is shocked to see that the trash picker has managed to reach level 1, and has gotten the chance to do the job shifting. The system congratulates him on reaching level 1, and his job is a scavenger and his level is max. It turns out that level 1 is a max level for scavengers. Lao Chen gets shocked to see that and then bursts into laughter. Makes fun of him, saying a trash is still a trash. Even after he changed his job, what he got was a level 1 trash job. The once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. and he changed his job or class to a trashy job that literally means trash. He then warns E King again to not act like a hero and remembers that he is just a trash picker and he should remain a trash picker. Now all his trash picking buddies have run away. Lao Chen informs him that the mission of cleaning up will be completely by him alone. He then gets ready to go back to his brothers and inform them about this ridiculous thing that just happened with E King. E King is also surprised by this new job of his. He wonders if this scavenger class is this week, and he also doesn't know what this scavenger ability is, so he gets ready to use it on the dead monster in front of him. The system notifies him that recyclable trash is found, a low-level spirit wolf corpse. This surprises him. The system asks him if he wants to recycle it. He gets ready to recycle the monster. Some big hands appear from his back, and even he gets shocked to see this ability of his. The hands then drag the monster into the abyss of the recycle bin. It starts to disintegrate the trash. After a few seconds, the disintegration is complete. After recycling the monster, he gets a reward from the system for recycling them. And the rewards are, he has gained an ability called Spirit Dash and has also gained 3 attribute points. This surprises him. He checks his stats. And the system also informs him that he needs 3 agility in order to use this new skill. He adds all the points to his agility. The system then notifies him that he has satisfied the conditions to use Spirit Wolf and asks if he likes to use it. Obviously, he wants to use it, and the skill has started to integrate with him. However, he didn't feel any change. Then someone calls him to come and clean up the mess over there. He only moves his foot like he normally used to, but he dashes like Flash. He is so fast that he loses his balance, stumbles on a root, and falls down. And that was his new skill, the Spirit Dash. After that one used the skill, get into the cooldown mode. Then his eyes get wide open after he sees the scene in front of his eyes. There is a lot of trash waiting for him to recycle them. He gets ready to begin the cleaning of the trash. He starts to recycle them, and as he recycles them, the attribute points he obtained from them also get less and less. After some time, he starts to get only 1 point from the Spirit Wolf. However, after recycling all those monsters, his attribute points have accumulated to 111 points. Now he is confused, thinking about which attribute should he increase. And it seems like there won't be a shortage of attribute points in the future, so he gets ready to distribute them evenly. Now all his attributes have reached 20. On the other hand, the hunting team has also cleared their floor and gets ready to go deeper. And the team leader is surprised to hear about E King, who changed to a scavenger. And he is surprised because the scavenger job was a hidden job and he has never seen it in the great job change table before. And Lao Chen is also surprised because that job's highest level is just level 1. He is just a bit stronger than a level 0 person. However, they don't mind about E King and get ready to move forward. They come to a place where there are roots everywhere. And on those roots and vines, the dead bodies of the previous parties were stuck. They found the mission target, the remains of the captain of the falcon hunting group. However, they are confused to see the mound inside the mall, especially on the 5th floor. The assassin finds it strange because the falcon group was a ranked B+ group. And the monsters in the dungeon are only level 1 monsters, so far he has seen. So he is confused about how a B+ party got annihilated from just fighting those level 1 monsters. Then the real monsters of the dungeon start to crawl out from the ground. They comes out from the walls and the roots and from vines. Team leader orders them to retreat, but it's too late for them now. Lao Chen gets ready to burn them with his fire. And now they have finally understood why they hadn't found any dead bodies on their way, because they have all gathered there. Then the big boss appears, the boss of the dungeon, a high-level abyssal man-eating plant, almost in a rank. Then the main falcon hunting group appears, and they have also turned into those zombie-like monsters. On the other hand, E King is recycling his trash and converting them into his attribute points. The system notifies him that he has achieved the novice's scavenger's milestone in the city test by recycling 50 bodies. He is surprised to see that notification and wonders if there is any reward. And there is a reward for that. He receives an ordinary quality heart necklace of the lowest grade, a perfect ordinary dagger. Then he hears some noises coming from above, which surprises him. He turns his head toward that noise. A beautiful lady jumps at him, ready to give him a hug. He manages to dodge her, and thanks to his agility, he successfully dodged it with a flashy move. But that scared the crap out of him. Then he realizes something. His body is as light as feather. The monster attacks him again. He dodges her again. He then gets ready to see how strong he has become after he added those attribute points in his strength. He activates his Spirit Dash skill and charges toward that lady with his strong punch. This time he is sure that there won't be 0 damage. His punch has done some damage to that monster, but it was not that strong to kill that monster in one punch. The system notifies him that he has caused a defense-breaking effect on the target. Physical damage increased by 100%, and with his 20 points in intelligence, his insight has significantly enhanced, allowing him to discover the target's hidden traps. The system notifies him that the monster's weakness is fire, and the next connecting part. She charges toward him once again. He dodges her again, then gets ready to attack her on her weak point. He strikes her with Hai's dagger. The system notifies. Triggered a luck check 20. The ordinary dagger's effect activated. Target acquired bleeding effect. He then manages to kill her. The poison from his hand also gets nullified thanks to his Constitution attribute, which has poison resistance effect. And King is happy because he managed to kill a monster all by himself. The system then asks him if he wants to recycle the parasitized human. He recycles her and acquires a passive skill, Toxic Evolution. The effect of being poisoned are reversed and randomly transformed into effects beneficial to you. He wonders if he can now drink the spoiled potion as if they were tonics. He adds the skill to his stats, and he has also obtained 5 attribution points. He also gets something from the system, a highly toxic potion, which the system recommends him not to consume. But he has this new skill of his which can turn the toxic potion into a beneficial effect. He gets ready to drink it, and see what will happen. Thanks to his new skill, the toxic turns into a healing effect. And he also acquires a buff, Essence. All his basic attribute values has double, and the effect will last for 10 minutes. He then gets ready to add some of the points in his intelligence stats because he remembers that after raising intelligence to a certain value, he can see more hidden information about the target. He adds 5 points to it, then more monster comes to his way. He gets ready to take care of them quickly, but gets shocked to see the number of monsters behind him. He didn't expect them to be that many, however. This is the perfect chance for him to raise his attributes. He's been called the burden of society, trash, a useless person all his lives. But from now on, he gets ready to tell those people that his name is King and he's a scavenger. Next, the hunting party is having some hard time fighting with those elite zombies of the Falcon group, and there is that dungeon boss too among them. They gets ready to retreat from there. Lao Chen creates an opening for them with his fire magic. The assassin who was little behind those two gets killed. And the other guy, he was already dead and now is turning into one of those zombies. They are having difficult to shake off those monsters. So team leader gets ready to fight back again, and Lao Chen, who only came there for money and equipment, he doesn't want to die there just like that, so he uses his magic called slowness magic on his leader. The leader gets mad at that son of a traitor. Lao Chen apologizes but promises that he will come back with help, but it seems like that will be too late for his team leader. The team leader gets killed by the hands of those monsters. Lao Chen gets ready to make some excuse for the team's defeat. However, he didn't see a figure walking towards him. He bumped into that figure, Mr. Scavenger, and King didn't expect Lao Chen to betray his own team members. Lao Chen notices the monster behind King, who are being recycled right now. Lao gets ready to kill King too, because if King comes out and informs everyone that he betrayed his own team members, then he is done for. So he kicks King, thinking to send him flying towards the monsters and buying himself some time. But his kick backfire him. He screams in pain. He curses King, asking what did he do to him. And King is mad because that trash just tried to kill him. He is even worse than trash because his kick didn't do any damage to a trash. King gets ready to recycle him alive. Lao begs for mercy, help, and even calls his mom. The system notifies King that the trash sorting is in progress. However, he can't be recycled. He is an unrecyclable trash. He didn't expect Lao to be such a trash that can't even recycle. But his system have managed to recycle Lao's ability called Spellmaster, 3-minute experience card. And because the target was passed out, the system took the consent of the target by default. He uses the skill, the Spellmaster 3 minutes experience card, and he has gained the ability, the Controller of All Flames. The skill requires 15 intelligence points, and he has 50 right now. So by triggering the Overcast effect, the Fireball skill can evolve into Great Flame Explosion. The monsters that just killed the team leader arrives there. King also gets ready to use his new skill on these monsters. He burns them all with his fire magic, and gets shocked to see that they have all turned to ashes. Now he is coked and mad because he didn't get the chance to recycle them. Then another monster arrives there. It's the assassin monster. It jumps from behind at King, trying to sneak attack him, but King easily dodges his attack. The monster attacks him again. He dodges the attack again, then takes out his dagger and attacks back. However, King is at disadvantage because he hasn't learned any close combat skill. So he gets ready to recycle the team leader. After recycling the team leader, he gets a shield from him, a golden shield. He uses the shield immediately, and thanks to his dagger and shide, he manages to kill that assassin monster. Now he is done with the monster. He prays for their souls to rest in peace, and gets ready to recycle the assassin too. After he recycled the assassin, he obtains Dagger Mastery card. With the help of this card, he can wield dagger like an assassin and unleash a barrage of stabbing attacks. He adds card into his skill section, and with this he has become even more stronger than before. He is feeling like the dagger has become more flexible in his hand. Next, at the Abyss Supervisor Committee interrogation room, the officers are questioning Lao Chen, who somehow managed to survive the people shopping mall dungeon. And the officer are suspicious of him because he is the only survivor of that dungeon. Lao Chen informs them that there was a trash picker who single-handedly handled all those monsters in that dungeon. He even turned them into his ability. None of the monsters stand a chance against him, not even the boss. They were all dragged into the abyss by that trash. However, the officers are having hard time to believe his story. And not only that, Lao Chen also informs them that his own ability was also recycled by that person. Next, the king have come to another B-rank dungeon. And after he recycled the dungeon boss, he sold all the magic crystals on the black market, but he only received about 30% of the money. Because the crystals business have been a monopoly of large enterprise, private sales are illegal. The black market also charges over 70% as the handling fee. And the magic crystal he brought out were barely enough to pay off the debt he owed loan sharks in the past few years. But there was no more surplus, so he has come to make more money from another B-rank dungeon. However, if he keeps using his recycling ability in front of people, he is afraid that he will be reported to the supervisors, because he is a person who awakened a strange hidden job. He is afraid that those supervisors will lock him away and do research on him to see what this ability of his. A man informs them all that this dungeon is newly appeared dungeon and the everything inside it is still unknown, so he is sure that they all know how risky this is going to be. But the reward will also be hefty for this risk. He asks for the people who have qualification as a job changers to come to him and sign up. The king asks him if someone like him is also qualifies. The man asks for his level. He informs the man that he is a scavenger and his level is 1. Everyone there laughs at him after hearing that. The man suggests him to stand in the line with the rest of the trash pickers. And the king was also expecting that man to throw him back to the trash picking group. In that case, even if he secretly collect corpses and recycle them behind everyone's back, no one will notice him, and this was his lazy but a genius plan from the beginning. However, someone comes there and agrees to take him with them, and she is a beautiful lady. She is the daughter of some famous Liu family, a genius who awakened the God-chosen job, the rising star of the hunting group, also known as the God-chosen child, Liu Xingren, since it's the rising star who is saying to take that level 1 with them. The man agrees with her, and the genius plan of the king seems to have gone down the river. However, he is feeling like he has seen her somewhere before. Then he remembers the time when he first met her. A few years ago, she was fighting with a monster, and he swooped into the fight and killed the monster that was at the critical health. And that was the first time he killed a critical health monster. She was surprised to see that a trash picker killed a demon beast, and he was happy because he finally killed a monster and finally received his first experience point. She is shocked because this is the most dangerous way for a level 0 person to try to get experience points. But he got no choice, he has to make money. That's why he is risking his life on the line trying to reach level 1 to change his job. However, he thinks that she is doing the most dangerous job here. She left her party and went on her own, not knowing the danger she might encounter. And she was doing that to become stronger and become the first one to conquer a place, which she didn't name it and only said that place. Even Yi King was surprised when he heard about that place. She then asked him about his real purpose for wanting to change his job. Without blinking his eyes, he informs her that he wants to change his job because he wants to become strong and protect his family. This piqued her interest and she asked his name. He informed her that his name is Yi King. She also introduced herself and that her name is Liu Xingren. And now she is looking forward to meet with him when he successfully changed his job one day, and offered him to join her group to conquer that place together, since he wasn't losing anything, so he agreed with her. Then her guards arrived there and took her away from there. But before leaving, she gave him his share for killing that one monster. Next, the king gets a slap for spacing out there. The man informs him not to drag down others. He informs the man that he will try his best not to drag the other down. Now they are all done there. They gets ready to enter inside the dungeon. And this time, the king gets ready to make sure that he will make a lot of money from this dungeon. After all, from his last dungeon, he has obtained a lot of abilities. He also got a new ability called the Berserker ability. And he also obtained the boss level ability after recycling the boss monster, the man-eating plant's super regeneration. The points he got from those monsters, he distributed them evenly to all his attributes. Now all of his attributes has reached 100 points. However, he doesn't know what level would be the equivalent of 100 points. So he gets ready to check the points of the big guy in front of him. And he didn't expect the big guy to have only 12 in his strength attribute. A normal person has 1 point in their attributes. That means the big guy is 12 times stronger than a normal guy. And the king is 100 times. Then suddenly the wall on his side falls. A big bang sound comes out from the wall, which makes everyone in front to look behind to check what was that sound. However, Yi King have pressed it back to the place where it rightfully belonged, and informs everyone that the sound must have caused by the underground structure, which is a bit unstable. Then someone comes back shouting he found a chest, even though they found a chest. But they don't have an assassin to open because only assassin are able to open the chest. And the chest is at least in a rank. King gets ready to open it, which surprises everyone there. He manages to open the chest and didn't expect it to be that easy to open. Party members are surprised to see that he actually managed to open the rank chest. The man who is leading them is super shocked because only assassin higher than level 5 have this kind of ability. He informs the man that his level 1 scavenger also has some kind of same ability in opening a chest. The man then collects the cards from the chest and orders other to go ahead, and informs King that they will distribute the loot after the mission ends. King stops the lady mage, saying there is something in front. He picks a stone and throws it on the wall of the dungeon. Then a dangerous trap gets triggered. Now she is doubting if he is actually a level 1. He informs her that he is level 1. And this is all thanks to his ability Scavenger. They believe him thanks to the 100 points that is in his intelligence. The leader gives him his reward, Thor's hammer. After that, they arrive in a big hall. And there is something in the middle of that hall. And the system, it shows them that it's a reward room. A room with no monsters and only treasures. It is an unique abyss type. They are surprised to see it. But Liu Zingren informs everyone not to let their guards. Then suddenly the blood from the big cup burst out. The system notifies that the blood trial is starting. They finally realize that it's a trap room. The blood then changes into monsters. Liu Zingren orders everyone to prepare for battle. Just in a few seconds, they get surrounded by the blood monsters. King puts the ring of weakness in his finger because he doesn't want anyone to see his strength. And he put that ring on because he wants to only use 25% of his strength. He got it as a reward from the last dungeon, didn't think that it would come in handy in times like this. It reduces all attributes of the wearer to the percentage of their choice. And now he is all ready. He uses his spirit dash and blasted some monsters, but no one in the party saw him doing that because they were busy protecting themselves. However, Liu Zingren saw him and she is surprised that in just one strike he finished such a strong monster. She is getting more interested in him now, not in that way, but didn't see the monster coming straight at her. She too finishes the monster in one strike. Next, the big guy notices that even after he killed those monsters so many times, they regenerates and even become stronger. And now it has started to take in the form of a human. And the monster is the blood nightmare. Its original state is very fragile. When attacking humans, it will strengthen itself according to its opponent and imitate their form. However, the big guy still manages to cut the monster's head. He gets praised by the female mage for killing that powerful monster. But the monster is not dead yet. It regenerates and becomes even stronger than before. It strikes the big guy and slashes his hand. Now the big guy is in trouble. The monster then swings his big sword and gets ready to chop the big guy into two. The monster throws that attack at that big guy, and thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, then please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more amazing content like this. Also stay tuned because next is going to be a big kaboom.